All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to free daily coaching. It's all dark and you can't see me. I'm watching myself on TV for the very first time. So this is the very first time I'm actually, if you guys can see, look at that. We're actually doing free daily coaching. Bob, you're on TV. Mike McDonald, Rod, check it out, guys. Seriously, look, you're at the bottom of my television. How cool is that? Very first time free daily coaching went on to the television, guys. So I wanted to make a quick announcement this morning, and it really wasn't about this, but let me go ahead and make it. Every once in a while, Google will do an update, or the Hangouts application will run into a technical error, and that's what we had this morning. So if you're watching this, you're probably watching the replay. Maybe you're just watching from Google Plus or YouTube today. We want to let you know that sometimes this happens. If ever there's a technical challenge and you can't find the webinar or there's an error, just go into the free daily coaching group in Facebook. If you're not a member of that group, find someone here that is a member, ask them to add you, and it's just that simple. You can become part of the group. We'll always get you hooked up to where the link is or what happens and where we are if the live feed somehow gets googly, right? If they Google us up, then we'll let you know, hey, got a little googly this morning, so come over here and check out where we are. Now, as you all are aware, on Wednesdays we do a Powerhouse Wednesday with a guest host, Felicia Mupo, that usually hosts our call on Wednesdays. Once in a while it'll get switched to a different day, and so that's what's going to happen this morning. Thank goodness we had a little mini conference, because otherwise we would have been like, there's technical Google problems, right? And this is the worst, guys. This is what's fun about having a group of people. You have a community. When you're working with a group of people, if all of a sudden you get Googled, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, because there's someone to help you. There's someone to get you through it. So super glad that that was able to occur this morning. Before we jump into Felicia's call, I got something I want to share with you guys. If you're not ready to hear something that might blow your eyebrows off of your face, that might make you feel, okay, I want to prepare you for this. If you're not ready to feel like maybe you're not doing enough in your business, like maybe you haven't stepped up to the plate, then you should get off the call right now, stop watching this, because I'm about to rip you down right now. And I'm not going to rip you down. I'm going to tell you how someone else did something that was so amazing that when you hear about it, because I felt this way. I felt like I wasn't doing enough when I saw this, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. Yesterday morning, I shared a quick, easy tip, even faster than normal, on how you could shoot video and upload it directly from your phone to Facebook, and it's already compressed, everything's done. It literally takes like minutes, like not 15 or 20, I mean like 1 or 2, and it's done. This is what I want to share. For all of those of you that were afraid to shoot a video, that weren't sure if you knew how you could do it, maybe you weren't sure what you were going to look like on camera, you were afraid that people were going to judge you, all the excuses that you made up in your head, next time you go to make a video, next time you go to make an excuse, I encourage you to think about a gentleman named Mike. Now, a few of you guys have met Mike over the last few days. He started to show up to free daily coaching. Something that you guys may not be aware of is that recently Mike has lost his vision. Let me repeat that, guys. Mike has no vision. And still, Mike was able to pick up his phone yesterday, hit the record button, get himself in the video, even though he couldn't see himself on the video, hit the stop record button, and get it all uploaded to Facebook. And then posted a message like, hey, don't make fun of me. I just did my first video. And I was like, Mike, you did it, bro. And he's like, yeah, it worked just like you said. Huh. That's why we teach these things. So the reason I told you guys maybe this is a slap in the face is this. If a gentleman who has no vision, that is legally blind, can come to the free daily coaching call, listen to the instructions, follow them, and actually get the result, what's stopping you? What nonsensical excuse did you use to not do something yesterday? because this guy has no vision, and he was like, yeah, I could cut a video on my phone, no big whoop. Totally did it. Totally did it. So, Mike, this is to you, sir. Kudos. You're the man. If there's someone that I look up to in video marketing, Mike's the new guy, right? Because if you can't see and you're shooting videos, that's, to me, that's highly impressive. I don't know what's more impressive than that. I mean, I don't want to point down to this guy. Where is he? Where is he? I don't want to point to this guy that's all super educated. That's pretty impressive too. If you're walking around with a PhD, I'm just saying that's pretty impressive. But check this out. Shooting videos with no sight, that's pretty impressive, Bob, right? Am I right, Bob? I mean, 7 years of school is a long time, but shooting videos like totally in the dark and capturing the video, super impressed. Way to go, Mike. Everyone go find Mike Chambers' page, okay? Go find this video that he cut yesterday and give him some props. Give him some kudos and tell him congratulations. On that note, I want to congratulate every single one of you. It's super awesome that you guys are all here. Thank you for muting out. Felicia's going to take over this morning. Thank you, Felicia, for letting me have 10, 20 minutes there. I always take way too much time of your time. Thank you for letting me take your time to congratulate Mike. Now that we got Googled, I'm going to shut down. I'm going to watch you on TV, guys. This is fun. So take it away, Felicia.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Bart. All right, guys. Thanks for coming over here. I know, we've had some kind of wackadoodle technical issues with webinars on air lately. So I'm glad that y'all found the link. I'm glad that y'all are over here on Free Daily Coaching. Y'all all get to see each other today, so you know who's here. Kind of fun. You're all muted out. If you want to come out and say something at some point, feel free and do that. But I just muted it so that way we didn't have a ton of background noise. Now, as you know, it's Wednesday. Wednesday's super fun because there's a ton of stuff that happens on Wednesdays. If you're part of the My Lead System Pro community, this is the night that we have our big industry-wide call. So tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Diane Hockman's going to be doing the Wednesday night. Goodness, I can't seem to get this out of my face. Diane Hockman's going to be doing the Wednesday night webinar tonight. It's going to be extremely powerful. Make sure that you're registered for that. I can't, because we're now on a Hangout and not on webinars on air, I can't just send you over there. But be sure that you grab your link. If you're not yet a My Lead System Pro member, get with whoever invited you to this call. They can provide you a link so that way you can get registered for it as well. Also, tomorrow, as usual, I've got my Thursday training webinars happening tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about video marketing. So it goes right in line with what Bert got so excited about earlier, was shooting some of those first videos. So I'm going to show you really kind of a three-step process. First, to make you sound good, going through the four-part video marketing script, what to say, what order to say it in, and all that. Then to make you look good, talking about editing and uploading your first marketing videos so you know how to do some basic editing, not getting bogged down in that too much. And then the third part we're going to talk about is make sure that you get seen. You get seen by the right people. So where you can promote your videos, some different platforms you can use, and how you can get it out there so that way you've got an audience actually watching the marketing videos. As usual, it's at FeliciaMupo.com/webinar if you'd like to register for that. It's a daytime, 2 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow on Thursday. So let's go ahead and move forward. We've got some time left. I apologize for the technical part. But what I want to talk to you about this morning on the Free Daily Coaching call is to commit and then act as if. What happens in your life when you commit to something? I mean, not just test it out, not just see if you're good at it, not just, I'm going to try this and I'm going to see if I like this, but really actually commit to it, or get yourself in a position where you are all in. You don't have any other options at this point. And then if you can transition that to just acting as if. Act as if you already know how to do this. Act as if you've already achieved what it is that you're setting out to ultimately achieve. Now, that doesn't mean fake it. That doesn't mean be dishonest or lie to people or make people think that you've done something that you haven't done by telling them fibs or by claiming things that you haven't actually accomplished. Not at all. But what that does do is it helps you step into that role of where you want to go, who you want to be, and what you want to accomplish. So that way it's perfectly natural. Of course you will do that. So some examples in our life where you may have done this, and maybe this can help transition back into your business life, where you may have done this already, even as a small child. I mean, think about back when you played sports. When you joined a sports team, it doesn't really matter which team it was. Your parents may have even signed you up for the team, but you decided that you wanted to be well, in my world, it's all about a hockey player. It's all hockey players in my house. So you decided you were going to be a hockey player. Parents signed you up. You got the jersey. You got the jersey. You put on the equipment, and you went out there. Now, when you went out there, did you go out there and did you go up to the referee, which is kind of, or the head coach or something like that, kind of that head person that's on the ice or on the court, on the field, whatever. Did you go up there and did you make excuses to them of why you're not really a hockey player, why you're not really a basketball player, soccer player, baseball player, whatever the case may be, why you're not really, why you're not quite ready to take the puck, why you're not quite ready to put on the equipment? Of course not. You went out there, and when it was time to go out for your first practice, when it was time to step out on the ice for your first game, you put on all of the right equipment. You put on the jersey. You claimed your spot on that team. All of a sudden, you were a hockey player. You were whatever the position was that you were given on the team or the sports activity that you chose. And you didn't tip your toe in the water and try it out. Now, of course, you may not have been the very best person on the field or the best person on the ice day one. You may not have been the best person out there and knowing exactly what to do and getting all of the moves right, but you were in the game. You were playing the game. Same thing think back when you were a student driver. 14, 15, whatever the state is that you learned to drive a car. So you were a student driver. You may have gone for lessons and had the person sitting next to you that could fix any of the mistakes that you made. They had a brake pedal too. They had a steering wheel too. They could guide you in the proper direction. They could keep you from getting into a major terrible wreck or crash or hurting anyone or hurting yourself. But eventually you got out of that car. You took all of those stickers off, the license plate off, the little thing on the top of the car off that said student driver, and then you had to go. You yourself had to put your foot on the gas pedal. You yourself had to move forward. You had to merge into the lane and get onto the highway and actually go. You committed. You committed to being a driver of a vehicle, and then you acted as if. You perfected your skills along the way. You got better cars probably along the way, and you got into less accidents and probably less, hopefully, I don't know about you guys, but got less speeding tickets along the way as you developed those skills. But you didn't stand on the sideline of the sidewalk of the road, looking at the road, watching your car sitting there at the curb, going, one day I'm going to do that. One day I'm going to actually get behind the wheel, buckle up, and start the engine. No. You committed that you're going to drive over to your friend's house because it's your 16th birthday, and here you go, you've got a vehicle sitting there. You're going to do it. Now, in your business, what can you find in your business where you can find something that you're unique at, something that you really, really want to accomplish, but actually commit to it? Commit to it and be it. Be that person that would do that. If it's video marketing, great. What does a video marketer do? They shoot videos every single day. They upload videos every single day. Eventually, they start getting leads on those videos, and maybe instantly they get the leads on the videos every single day. You want to be a video marketer? Do those things. Do it with heart. What's going to happen is people are no longer going to realize that this is your first week. This is your first, when people come in, they'll see that they don't know that it's your first week. They don't know that it's your first month. They don't know that it's your first year at doing this. All they know is they've seen that you're committed to achieving the goal that you want to achieve, and you're being the person that is leading the way. You're being that person. You're that person in your heart. At that point, that's when you really shine. It doesn't matter any longer that everything's not perfect. It doesn't matter any longer that you still have more learning to do. All of that kind of stuff goes away once you commit and once you're determined to be who it is. Act as if. Commit and act as if you are that person. Now, another example, I mean, think about when you were, for those of you who are parents, this is always a real challenge when you have your first child as a parent, and that baby gets handed to you over in the hospital, and no longer do you even have the choice to back out. Once you're a parent, and that's it. There is no backing out. You must commit, and you must act as if. Because now that as if really is. It really is that you are the caregiver for that person. It really is that you're the primary, the primary support and the sole way of being for that person. Who is it that you are that for? Now, I know if you've got kids, you're that person for your kids, and you may be that person in your household if you're married, or you help your parents, or have other people in your house that you support. But you're also that in your business. Network marketing and online marketing and promotions, people really look to other people that are going to shine. People, the crowd looks out and finds who has found themselves, who has committed to a purpose and identified that within themselves, committed to it, and then now is living it out. They're acting as if. When you act as if, it's inevitable that as if will come true. There's no way that it can't. It's really not possible for it not to happen. Now, it's crazy if you start, from step one and you don't go along the path of learning and growing and developing along the way, and all of a sudden you're expecting to hit step, 3022 in a month. Well, maybe not that fast, but if you take the steps along the way, it will totally happen. So that's the message I have for you today. I want to see every single one of y'all shine. I love it. I love it when Bert gets on and he like the story that he shared a little bit ago about Mike, and Mike's committed to growing his business. So he went out there and he did. He made it. He absolutely made it happen. I've seen each and every one of y'all do the exact same thing, and it's super exciting when you see somebody commit to their purpose and actually make it happen and act as if along the way. So that's really what I have to share with y'all today. It's a little shorter. I think I cut a little too much out because I thought we were condensed in time. But is there somebody that would love to come out and share with us an instance in which you had a vision? You weren't quite sure how you were going to achieve it. You weren't quite sure what steps you were going to take. But as soon as you got it in your head, as soon as you started acting along that path, it naturally started to happen for you. Y'all are all out here anyway. I can see most of your faces if anybody wants to unmute. Everybody I can see is just smiling at me. I love to see the smiles. I love to see the shines.
Hey, Felicia, I'll unmute.
Huh?
I'll unmute. How are you doing?
You'll come over and play, Bob?
Sure. Since everybody else is shy, I'll come out. Um, I mean, that's a great message, what you shared today, because it's truly, it's all about commitment, right? I mean, why do this if you're not going to commit to it? Why do anything if you're not going to commit to it? And your business is no different than everything else you talked about. My recent example of it was, I launched my first product, and I got it in my head I was going to do this. It was, I talked to some people about it. I had some people probably even discourage me a little bit, saying I wasn't ready, but I just decided I was going to do it. And you know what? I mean, I had no idea how it was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to come together. But I just kept going every single day. And I think that the key, and many times for us, is finding the people along the way that can help us when we do get stuck. And that was a key for me. Every time I got stuck somewhere, I reached out to someone I knew had the answer to that piece. And as is usually the case in this industry, they willfully shared it with me. And that's what helped me get through it. So, yeah, I mean, if you're not committed to it, you'll stop. It's plain and simple. So.
Totally. And what did you do along that way where not only that you committed, but you acted as if you already had a product out there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't show weakness, right? I mean, you have to act as if you've already done this stuff, and this is especially true with prospecting, but it's true even when we talk among ourselves. You want to go as if you have the knowledge, and it's a weird thing for me. I don't know if you experience this, but when I kind of assume that I already know how to do something in my head, then gradually the answers come. Mm-hmm. Even if I don't have the knowledge yet, somehow the knowledge gets to me in one way, shape, or form. So, yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing. I can't explain how it happens, but there's a lot of stuff in this world I guess we can't explain. So, it was very cool. I'm getting some gardeners outside here cutting the grass, so I may have to mute out.
Now, how often, and anybody come out with this, how often have you had somebody, once you've made that commitment, once you're acting as if, how often have y'all had somebody just come up to you and just make the assumption for themselves that you've already accomplished maybe more than you actually have? I know that personally is happening to me a lot. A lot of people just naturally make the assumption that there's things in my business that I've accomplished that I clearly haven't, and I've never told anybody that I have. It's just the assumption, and they put you in a place of instant authority, instant credibility, and a higher status than what some of your actual results would justify.
Yeah, you're right, Felicia, because you made a great point before. You said people don't know that it's your first day, even when it is your first day. We make assumptions about ourselves, and we make assumptions about what other people are going to think about us and believe about us, and that's all they are. They're assumptions. And the reality is that people will usually assume you know more than you do. At least that's been my experience. So yeah, Bert, that lighting is weird, dude. You look like a stalker. Holy cow!
With his hoodie and
the light, the way it's coming on him, it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
He's not reacting. Maybe he doesn't hear us. But
I don't know if he looks like he froze up. Are you frozen?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
I think that's just his scary picture that's frozen.
It is, but right, Felicia. I mean, like people make assumptions. They make assumptions about what you know, but then you make assumptions of what you think what you think they believe. And in my case, they're almost always wrong.
Yeah, that's totally cool. That's a great point, Bob, because that's just the opposite of making a commitment and acting as if. So far, and I didn't even think about this until you said that, where we're going to make our own assumption. We're going to we're going to assume that people know things about us also. But just in the opposite case, when we make a commitment, when we see a vision that we want to be at, when we make a commitment that we're going to get there and we act as if we're already there, you can also do it just the other way. If you make the assumption that you can't do something or that you won't accomplish that, even though you're not consciously making a commitment in your head that that won't happen, what you're doing is you're acting as if. You're acting as if you can't do it. You're acting as if you won't accomplish that. You're acting as if you don't have the authority, the credibility, the knowledge, the wherewithal, the drive, the whatever it is to ever get there. And that checks out on people as well. Just as much as the positive does, you can have just the same, and I didn't even think about that until you were talking, but you can have just the same bit of influence and how people see you on the negative side as well, if you have those negative assumptions of yourself. Good point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you meant to make that point, but good point there, Bob.
It was there somewhere. It was floating around.
Cool, cool. Well, Bert, I know that you're unmuted, dear. Did you want to say something before we wrap up for the day and let people head over to the MLSP call?
No, I would just say, everyone, this whole act as if thing, it's not like fake it till you make it. It's not like it's totally a different thing. That's two different sentences. They mean two different things. Fake it till you make it is like pretending to do something that it's not real. Acting as if is stepping into it, okay? Acting as if, not faking it until you make it to that thing. Like you're just pretending like you're something until finally one day you like magically, it's like pretending that you're a leprechaun until one day all of a sudden you turn, you get a red beard and curly red hair and you're in a little green outfit and all of a sudden you're only 3 feet tall running around in Ireland, okay? That's fake it till you make it. That shit's never happening, excuse my language, but that is not happening, okay? Acting as if is stepping into it, right? Bob acted as if, over time, as if he was already the owner of a product, of the idea of part-time marketing and being able to take it full-time. He acted as if he owned the product, as if it was done, all the way until the day that he was like, okay, now it's ready to launch. By acting as if that whole time, he stepped right into it. It was no big deal. When he went to offer it, it wasn't like, like Bob, you didn't see Bob on the webinar like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I never did a webinar. This is my first time I ever did a product. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? No, he just acted as if it was like no big deal. Like, hey guys, listen, I've been doing webinars for a while. You guys know I've been putting this together. This is what I have to offer. It's pretty amazing. If you're part-time, you probably want to check this out. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a difference. Let me give you the ultimate act as if example that I could give you. If you're here right now, it's because one day, about 1.5 years ago, some guy decided to act as if he was already a leader in this space. He acted as if it was a given, like as if it was already cast in stone that this would be a thing. And guess what? Today it's a thing. Today the free daily coaching call has its own community. It has all of you that come every single day and participate, that add to the community, that has so many different people, so many different types of personalities, men, women, old, young, everyone, right? Why? Because one day, 1.5 years ago, someone decided to act as if it was already going. Guys, you've heard the story before. There was a lot of days when the free daily coaching call, when it was a call, was just me. I just acted as if that you guys were already there. Thank goodness I did, because it gave me a lot of practice, so when you guys showed up, it was as if I had been doing it the entire time. Guess what? I had been. You guys just weren't there. I was just hanging out by myself for a while. So I think that the free daily coaching call is a great example of acting as if, because there was a lot of people when I started the free daily coaching call that said, who are you? Right? That was their big question, like, who are you? Why are you having a call? And I was like, oh, I'm Bert. Obviously you haven't heard of me yet. Don't worry, you will. Right? That was the attitude I had, guys. I acted as if, like, oh, I'm Bert Bledsoe. You didn't know me? You better get to know me, bro, because I'm going to be big, right? That's the idea that everyone needs to have. Whatever you're doing, be big in your world, right? You could be the best guy in Canada. You could be the best guy in Philly or the best in Poughkeepsie or Ontario or Dallas or Chicago or Bumble Jump Nowhere, Texas, or down in Pueblo, right, with the other 12 people. You could be the guy that runs all of southern Colorado. I'm just saying, right? You could be the guy that runs NorCal, Rod. You could be the Sacramento guy, right? You could be that go-to guy. This is the difference. Are you going to start today and do what Felicia is talking about, what Bob chimed in on, and act as if you're already that guy or that gal? Because if you do that and you step right into it, your entire business will change. So that's it. That's all I got. The last thing I want to remind everyone is tonight, Diane Hockman's going to be going into some deep stuff. She's breaking down Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill's, I always want to say dynamite whenever I say Napoleon. I don't know why. Napoleon Hill is his book. They're going to break down some stuff. Maybe you've read the book. Maybe your perspective is a little different than someone else's. Tonight, you have the opportunity to tap into someone that's been in this business, had profitable business over the last 15 years, every single month over 15 years. That, to me, speaks volumes, that kind of experience. So go to MLSP.com/webinar-registration. MLSP.com/webinar-registration. If you have been invited by a specific person, just go to that person directly and they'll give you their link so that you can be tagged to them and you guys are all connected and hooked up. Other than that, guys, go out and act as if today. Go out and be a Mike Chambers today. Act as if there is no challenge. Act as if everything is just like everyone else. Act as if you are the leader that the people that you will lead, that will be on your team. Act as if they're here right now today. What if you had a team right now today? What would you do today if you had a team? Why don't you start behaving that way? Do the things that you would do if you had a team, and guess what? What happens is what Bob says. All of a sudden you look around and you're like, oh, it's totally here. It's totally here. I remember the day when I went, oh man, they're here. There's a team, dude. Like all of a sudden 1 week there was no team, and then there was, and I was like, woo, we got 4 people, baby. What are we gonna do? I don't know, but we got to do something for the team, right? So start acting as if today, and when the team comes, it'll just be like as if you had always been doing it. Thank you so much, Felicia, for another Powerhouse Wednesday. Thank you for all finding your way over to the Hangout. If you didn't get to see the beginning, if you want to go back, you can watch it on Google Plus or YouTube. That's the gig. Tomorrow, guys, we'll have an interview. So tomorrow's an industry leader. You're going to get an interview with someone. It's a surprise, always a surprise. So start looking today to get clues on who that's going to be. Like always, if you have questions, concerns, comment, get a hold of us on Facebook, text message, or give a call. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.